Adria has betrayed us completely, and Leah's soul is lost. Through her, Diablo has been reborn as the prime evil. All the powers of hell are his to command. The high heavens tremble, and the angels are helpless before Diablo's assault. Only I remain to set things right, and rid the world of Diablo's evil forever.
The Angiris Council is comprised of the 5 archangels who hold dominion over the high heavens. They determine the laws by which all angels must abide. Each of them embodies a pure aspect of creation: valor, justice, hope, fate, and wisdom. Imperius, the Archangel of Valor, is the greatest warrior in all of creation. He revels in war and combat, and has led the hosts of heaven to innumerable victories. With Malthael's absence, it is Imperius who now rules over the Angiris Council, seeking always to defend the high heavens from any foe. Tyrael, the Archangel of Justice, is a being of balance and integrity. His compassion for mankind has compromised his standing within the Angiris Council. He alone recognizes the Nephilim's capacity to transcend their divided heritage and become the true champions of creation. It is through the Archangel Ariel that the power of hope flows into the fabric of creation. Her eternal light illuminates even the darkest souls. With Malthael's departure, it falls to Ariel to hold the Angiris Council together. Should her light ever fade, all heaven would fall to despair. Knowledge of the future grants power over the present. For this reason, Ethereal, the Archangel of Fate, is a vital member of the Council. He alone possesses the ability to decipher the threads of destiny woven in the celestial scroll of fate. His boundless sight grants him perspective others cannot fully comprehend. Much uncertainty surrounds the Archangel Malthael. Once the calm guiding hand of wisdom, he was lost to us the moment the World Stone disappeared. Unable to fathom that catastrophic event, he abandoned heaven. His departure created a colossal fracture within the Council, one that, to this day, remains unrepaired.
We must make haste, lest the Lord of Terror further spread his filth throughout the high heavens. This devastation defies all reason.
Imperius, you cannot mean to face Diablo again. Your wounds are barely healed.
The heavens burn. This is your fault, Tyrael. And you, Nephilim, look below and see what your kind has wrought.
I know how he feels, but we have to keep going.
The Diamond Gates have stood since the light first broke over the high heavens. Now they lie in ruins. Imperius is right. I am the cause of this.
Diablo did this, not you. You did everything in your power to prevent this devastation.
Long ago, my brethren and I voted to decide the fate of man. I cast the final vote that spared you from extinction. Now humanity has birthed the prime evil.
Tyrael, you believed in us. You became one of us. Now you must live as a mortal, and surrender your fears to hope. Stay here and wallow in your misery if you like, but I'm going on.
But you don't understand. Hope has been silenced. The prime evil. I can't believe all this has come to pass. Adria played us all for fools. Diablo's influence twisted her inside and out. I suspect we have not seen the last of her. I should have known that Leah's father was the Wanderer. How could I not have sensed Diablo's foul presence within her?
Adria fooled us all. She sacrificed her own daughter to resurrect Diablo. She is the true monster.
But poor Leah. I grieve for her soul.
As do I. But we will mourn for her later. Right now, we must focus on stopping Diablo.
We are lost. Diablo is too powerful. Always before, the Lords of Hell bickered and worked against each other. They undid themselves. Within Diablo, within the Prime, there is no such division. And now, the halls of the high heavens quake beneath his steps.
Gaze upon the destruction I have wrought. It will be the last thing you see. Iskatu, destroy the Nephilim. I do not fear you, Nephilim. You'll find only death in this eternal realm. The armies of hell will trample your corpses. The shades will devour your soul. You believe you can defeat me, mortal? Our armies are endless. Every moment I delay you, I draw closer to my ultimate victory.
The ancient texts describe the terror demons as unconquerable foes, the dreams of Diablo made flesh. They appear in shadow to torment their victims, and then, in shadow, they vanish. The mere sight of one drove a Horadrim to madness, leaving him screaming and clawing at his eyes until the end of his days.
I am Ethereal, Archangel of Fate. It is my duty to record what is and what will be within the scroll of fate. But you, Nephilim, you are not in the scroll. Your fate is unwritten.
Then I shall write my destiny in Diablo's blood. You can watch all of creation burn, or you can help me now.
Perhaps fate can be changed. Quickly then, Auriel, Archangel of Hope, has been captured by Rakanoth, the Lord of Despair.
I will free her, and then hope will be restored to the heavens.
If you are reading this, my husband and I are both gone. We would like to be buried side by side, preferably in a sunny spot. Oh, and please don't bury my husband's sword with us. He won't need it anymore.
If I had known what that cow Adria was up to, I would have slit her throat. Magic or no.
She will not live long once Diablo is dead. There's no point in running, is there? Nowhere in the world is safe. This is the end. Not while I still live. This place will keep you and your children safe. I will see to it.
I thought I could make my wife's death mean something. It doesn't matter now, does it?
Of course it does. You are the finest blacksmith I've ever met.
Right. I'm sure that's a comfort for Leah, now that she's gone too. Oh, I've been a fool. You don't get to make things right. This world isn't made for redemption.
Do you think that Leah is lost forever?
Diablo consumed her. She is gone.
Do you not think Leah's soul is stronger than that? But then sometimes I forget that you have not seen everything that I have seen.
You always dodge around the truth. Who are you?
What am I? I am covered as Shen, of course. No more, no less. To some that has meant one thing, to others another.
When will you give me a real answer?
When the sun sets in the east and the shore swallows the tide. When the moon smiles upon the day and the blind man sees once again. Hope. Do not look down, my friend. Even in the darkest of times, there is always hope. Hope for a better day. Hope for a new dawn. Or just hope for a good breakfast. You start small, then see what you can get. When you have lived as long as I, you learn that life is filled with betrayal. But the cruelest always comes at the hands of those we love. I know it must be hard to think of other things, but now we must. All creation rests upon your shoulders.
You sound more serious than I have ever heard you.
Well, these are dark times. Even I must set apart thoughts of Dirge's jewel and dwell upon the fate of the world. But that doesn't mean you have to frown so.
The fat merchant never ran, not even when he had a chance. I wonder why.
You knew this was coming, didn't you?
Of course, Chelsea.
What's the point of seeing the future if you don't stop bad things from happening, Miriam?
That's the point of the future, love. It keeps coming. You don't win a duel by blocking the first blow and going home.
So you just let Leah die?
I had to. Diablo was always going to come back. But now, you are here to stop him. And in your grief and rage, you will, my Chelsea. So, now you know, the Nephilim are not in the Scroll of Fate. Heard it from Fate himself. You can write your own destiny.
Write my own destiny, Then how is it you are able to see my future?
Perhaps I have my own Nephilim powers, eh? That, and you are quite predictable. You will soon free Ariel and bring her hope back to the high heavens, sending despair to a well-deserved death.
It is reassuring that you have such faith in me.
I left my people and everyone I loved to help you on your journey. I have no doubt you will succeed. You need to have more faith in yourself.
You think yourself free from the chains of fate, Nephilim, but all will kneel before Lord Diablo.
Son!
My armies flow through the hell rifts. Heaven will be destroyed long before you set one foot into the Silver Spire.
In the beginning, Rakanoth served Andariel, the Maiden of Anguish, with efficient brutality, for his touch may open up many painful wounds. He was also the warden of Iswal during many long years that the angel suffered in Rakanoth's own plains of despair. But he has quit his realm unexpectedly in recent times.
Thank you, Nephilim. I hoped the Scroll of Fate was wrong, that harmony would once again fill this troubled realm. I see now that all hope lies in you.
You can no longer be bound by the chains of fate.
With my blessing, you can now dispel Diablo's corruption. It hides the rifts which bring his cursed servants to this hallowed place. The rifts must be closed.
It would be an honor, my lady.
What are you going to do now?
Though the angelic host is scattered, we are not defeated. I will try to rally them as best I can.
Can Diablo still be defeated at this point?
Only in the light that lies within you, Nephilim. I will take heart from it and hope for your victory. The future is ever writing itself. Unknowable, just beyond sight and touch.
Can you help Tyrael? I fear he is lost in doubt. He blames himself for this.
There is a shadow upon his heart, but it will pass. Remember, he chose to be a mortal, and he must overcome this despair as a mortal.
We have little time left, and we may need Tyrael's assistance.
Have faith in him. Of all the archangels, his light has always shone the brightest. In this our darkest hour, he will ensure that justice prevails. I knew you would come, that a champion from the mortal world would light our darkest hour. Your courage and nobility shine out across this realm, blinding our enemies.
My Lady Ariel, I promise your song of hope will never be silenced.
I know you will do all you can, for this is your hour. Go forth with my blessing and show all creation why the Nephilim are the future.
Only once in the history of Sanctuary has a Nephilim been as powerful as you. His name was Odyssean.
I've heard of him. The one who sacrificed himself to save the world. I thought it was just a myth.
He was no myth. Because of his noble sacrifice, I saw the inherent potential in your kind. As such, I voted with Ariel to spare mankind from annihilation.
You made the right decision. Without me, heaven would fall before the prime evil. You can see the future.
I see the myriad streams of possibility, all intertwining and weaving into one another. I can hear them echoing forward into eternity.
With so many paths before you, how do you know which one to take?
I am not called to be a champion, as you are. My role is simply to observe.
How does the Scroll of Fate say this will all end?
Doom and darkness. These heavens ruined. The angelic host broken. Diablo victorious.
I will not let that happen.
As I have said, Nephilim, your destiny is unwritten. You alone may change these dark times.
Diablo sought to bring despair down upon heaven, but I have destroyed his champion and restored hope. I thought this would bring Tyrael back to his senses, but he remains lost. Nevertheless, I must push on and eradicate Diablo's hellish portals.
I knew Inarius long ago, when he was still among the angels. But he grew weary of battling the demons after a time, and he began to secretly conspire with demons in order to forge a peace. The demoness Lilith became his greatest ally in the Hells, and many other demons and angels joined his cause. After he gained a following, Inarius stole the sacred World Stone and used it to create and conceal a world he called Sanctuary. Demons and angels alike fled there, and some of them, including Inarius and Lilith, fell in love. Many of these unions resulted in children. They were called the Nephilim. Inarius was alarmed when he realized that the Nephilim had the potential to surpass both angels and demons in power. He wished to limit their abilities, but Lilith demanded that they become her army. Their escalating conflict led to Sanctuary's discovery by the Demon Lords and the Angerus Council. In the end, Lilith was banished, and Inarius was given over to the demons, who have tortured him in the Hells ever since. Most of Inarius's followers were killed. Those who remained shared an even darker fate. Despite the tragedy, I believe the Nephilim may yet play a part in resolving the eternal conflict.
Bloody hell! You're still alive! What in blazes do they make people out of where you come from?
The same thing you're made from, friend. I need you to hold these people together. Can I count on you?
Absolutely, my lady. If you can charge the gates of heaven on your own, I can keep spirits up around here. You there, Demetrius! Stop moping about! If this was your funeral, I'm bloody well certain you'd have been told.
Sorry, sir. There's no stopping you, is there?
My life has led me to this moment. I could not rest even if I wanted to.
I'm sorry for what I said before. I was upset. I don't know what it is, but I feel better. Like things can be made right.
Would you say you're feeling hopeful?
Yes, that's it exactly. My wife would not have wanted me to wallow in my misery. She would have wanted me to do everything I could to help you win this battle. And you can win. I know that now. That corruption was strongest to the northeast, as I remember.
The bile crawlers are commonly spoken of among the peasantry in Honduras, most often invoked to scare unruly children into their beds. Fables hold that the crawlers are the half-formed demon spawn who hatched before their time. They resemble nothing more than a bloody, ravening mess, and possess a voracious appetite for human flesh.
Look upon these gardens. Now they seethe with the corruption of hell.
Well done, Nephilim. Diablo's vile minions can no longer use this rift to find their way into the Silver City. Now only one rift remains.
That is not the only hell rift. The flow of my legions will not stop. I draw closer to victory, Nephilim. You are too late, just as you always have been. If you destroy the Oculus, my Hell Rift will consume you.
The Hell Rifts are closed. You have far exceeded my expectations, Nephilim. But there is not a moment to waste. Quickly, you must make your way to the Silver Spire.
The Mallet Lords are brutal overseers, second only to the seven evils themselves. The Mallet demons rule the seething outer reaches of the hells that surround the central realms, and have long refused to join any of the lesser evil's armies. Surely the destruction would be unthinkable, if such a thing ever came to pass.
The Hell Rifts are closed, but it is of no matter. Soon there will be nothing left of these high heavens. All creation will be the realm of terror. Stand down, fiends! How dare you breach the sanctity of heaven!
There's no shortage of foes up here. Diablo works quickly.
They infest heaven like a sickness. Let us stop them. Tyrael!
Yes, my friend. I am ready to again fight by your side. I was wrong to give in to despair. You have shown me there is still a chance for victory. But we must hurry. Even now, Diablo makes his way to the Silver Spire. I finally understand. Your kind faces death and darkness every day, yet still you find the courage to move forward. It is an honor to be one of you.
We're near the spire now. Wait, who's that ahead?
Your kind does not belong here. If I see you again, you will die.
Pay him no mind. This is your fight, Nephilim. Your power is even greater than Tyrael foresaw.
One can only hope. But now, we must stop Diablo before he reaches the crystal arch above us.
Oh, all is falling to ruin and corruption. Nothing in all my days and all my years has ever compared to this.
We must not lose hope, even though we are witness to truly terrible events.
But nowhere near as terrible as might happen if you do not defeat Diablo. All the jewels in heaven or in our world would mean nothing then. Oh, I weep to think of such a day.
I will soon be facing the Lord of Terror, and there is little time left to us. Tell me who you really are.
Despite your education, you still suspect I may be something other than a simple jeweler?
I don't know what to believe anymore. The world is full of things I once thought I understood.
Isn't it though? But there's one truth you can count on. Truth is never quite as interesting as wild speculation. At any rate, when you defeat Diablo, don't laze about. We have other lands to explore, you and I. Dirge's jewel is still out there somewhere.
Diablo will corrupt the crystal arch atop the Silver Spire, unless he is stopped. Should he succeed, heaven will fall. Everything has led to this moment. Tyrael and I will fight our way to the summit, where I will finally face Diablo.
The darkness grows around us.
Diablo is climbing the spire to the crystal arch. We must hurry.
How does it feel?
knowing you helped me become the prime evil. For all your mighty deeds, all you really accomplished was unleashing me upon the world. Some savior you are, Nephilim.
Leah, wait!
The enslaved nightmares stand as testament that there will never be peace between men and demons. Sorcerers who attempt to master the dark arts and summon demons with their black spells are all damned to become skeletal nightmares, bound to the very power they tried to bend to their will.
The spire was once beautiful beyond measure.
Diablo has spared nothing in his assault.
I remember angels striding through these halls in all their majesty. We thought ourselves the masters of all creation. Our arrogance was our downfall.
How could you convince my own husband to kill me? I could have been saved, but you made him cut me down.
No, that isn't her.
Though I forsook my home, to see it again like this, any joy I might have had is replaced with sorrow. Upwards, we must make it to the summit. Wait, there is something different here.
It seems we've both fallen from grace, Tyrael. Come, embrace your former lieutenant.
Look, Tyrael, your old lieutenant.
The chill of hell will sap the life from your bones. You failed again, Tyrael. The corruption cannot be stopped. The cold hand of death reaches out for you, hero.
Look beneath you and see the ruin of heaven.
The angel Iswal was once Tyrael's lieutenant, but he was captured by the enemy after an ill-advised assault upon the Hellforge. Iswal surrendered to demonic corruption and revealed the secrets of the Soul Stones to the prime evils. Tyrael claimed that Iswal was slain years ago, but his replacement has never emerged from the Crystal Arch.
I often came to this great span to meditate on things as I looked out over the Silver City. The view used to calm me. Now I find it does the opposite.
Your spirit is free now, Angel.
I am free.
You think yourself a hero, but your actions are driven by petty greed, contempt, and bloodlust. You couldn't even save me.
A foul trick!
There has been much debate among the Horadrim regarding the Shadow Vermin. Some scholars believe that these wraith-like foes are formed from concentrated demonic energy, while others believe they are the souls of humans, corrupted by Diablo. They glide through the darkness as easily as water, ready to smother their unwary prey.
The corruption is so much more thorough here than it was in the gardens, so much more complete. Diablo knows the spire is the heart of the high heavens.
You killed me without a second thought when I was no longer of use to you. How can you damn those who helped you?
Lies.
Though the subjugators have always been powerful demon sorcerers, they constantly sought to increase their standing in the bloodthirsty realms of hell. To this end, they imprisoned a score of massive Armadon, torturing and flaying them until the hell beasts would bear subjugators as riders. Together, the Mount and its master are nearly invincible.
Look at the destruction Diablo has wrought. If we do not stop him, this is the future of all creation.
You abandoned me to that foul asylum, Tyrael. Why did you forsake me when you knew Baal still walked among us.
The Morlu were once men, great warriors of old, but each of them had darkness within his soul, and Mephisto, the Lord of Hatred, used this flaw to trick them into his service. Mephisto's fury slowly burned away their mortal forms, leaving them fiery apparitions who know no pain, fear, or doubt.
The fountains of heaven flowed with the energy of the Crystal Arch. But now look at them.
I lived only to serve my master Belial. But you killed him and unleashed the prime evil on the world.
I saw you die.
I have seen many warriors in my day, but only a scant few of them could face the might of an oppressor. This monster towers over the tallest barbarians and wields weapons crafted from hell-forged steel. They were last seen with Baal during his resurgence, and left legions of dead men in their wake.
It is not far now. I only hope we are not too late. I can feel Diablo's corruption closing around the light of heaven.
The Anger's Council is no better than the prime evils themselves. We are just pawns in their cruel games, and now you help the worst of them all.
What is this deception?
No one has seen an armored destroyer since Diablo was exiled from the burning hell centuries ago. Before then, they were the bulk of his army, and they crawled, thick as locusts, over the face of their master's realm. Should the Lord of Terror ever return, I fear they would be his heralds.
Your spirits are no longer held by Diablo's corruption, angels.
I remember angels striding through these halls in all their majesty. We thought ourselves the masters of all creation. Our arrogance was our downfall.
My scroll has shown me many things. Beginnings, ends, and the endless chains of circumstance that bind them. I see no sunrise without seeing its sunset, no budding flower without its wilted ruin, no event without its appropriate and inevitable consequence. But there is one thing I cannot see, the Nephilim. Angels and demons are bound to their natures. Demons are given to chaos and deceit. Angels to truth and order. That much is known. Some angels, like Inarius and Izual, have fallen, but the seed of goodness remains within them, like a fading star in the lonely night. The Nephilim alone have choice. I know nothing of Nephilim. My duties leave me no time to watch them, and I have no desire to follow Tyrael on his troubled path. But if the threads of fate should bring them here, how enlightening it would be. These creatures dwell outside the Order. They cannot fathom the freedom they possess.
Nephilim, I see you did not heed my warning. Or perhaps you think yourself strong enough to face me.
Let's find out, shall we?
Imperius, stop this madness. Diablo is the enemy here, not the Nephilim.
Tyrael, I will deal with you soon enough. I will... What is this? No! Diablo has reached the Arch!
No. Diablo has begun extinguishing the Crystal Arch. That's why the angels have fallen. If its light should go out forever, we must defeat Diablo before that happens.
It's down to us mortals, Tyrael. It is fortunate you gave up your wings.
Diablo's vile corruption bars our path. Stand back. Eldruin's light shall clear the way. The gate has been opened, Nephilim. This last trial is yours alone.
I couldn't have made it this far without you, Tyrael.
It was an honor, but this is the moment you were made for. This is the hour of mankind's victory.
You've said that the Crystal Arch is the heart of heaven. Please explain.
It is older than time itself, and over the eons, this shining realm took shape around it. It thrums with living light and sound that courses through the very fabric of the Silver City.
Were the angels born from it as well?
Yes, like musical notes in a grand chorus. Angels are the manifestation of the Arch's intrinsic harmony. The purest expressions of this harmony were my brethren, the Archangels.
It seems the harmony between you was broken long ago.
Yes, but hope has returned. And as you mortals are fond of saying, it is not over yet. I fear that if we defeat Diablo, Leah's innocent spirit will die with him.
I won't believe that. No matter how long it takes, or how far the journey, I will never rest until her soul is at peace. I know that you and Ariel voted to spare mankind, but who voted to destroy us?
Imperius. Malthael abstained, but it was counted against you.
Malthael abstained? Was it out of cowardice?
He was no coward. He was wisdom itself, until his disappearance. The Endura's council has been broken ever since.
Whatever became of Malthael?
Long ago, when Anarius and his ilk stole the World Stone to create Sanctuary, Malthael became consumed with discovering its whereabouts. As the Archangel of Wisdom, he was tortured by his inability to recover the sacred artifact.
Where is he now?
Some say he haunts the silent halls of Pandemonium, forever seeking answers to the unknowable mysteries of life and death.
What exactly is the Prime Evil?
It is the sum total of all 7 evils housed within one body. There is an ancient legend, known only to a few, of the great dragon Tathamet, who was the original embodiment of evil. The legend says that he was ripped apart during an epic battle with Anu, and that the burning hells are composed of his remains.
Who is Anu?
Just as Tathamet was the ultimate evil, Anu was the ultimate good. It is said by some that the Crystal Arch is all that remains of this great warrior.
So Diablo is Tathamet reborn?
In a manner of speaking, yes.
Your task will soon be done. The angels will then have no choice but to value mortals, thanks to you.
You may be right.
Of course I'm right. Look who you're talking to. Have I ever steered you wrong?
No, but you don't always tell me everything I need to know.
All for your own good, Chelsea. All for your own good.
I know what I fear. For long years, I feared the Jewel of Dirges would fall into the wrong hands. That its evil would be unleashed upon our world. But in the sight of this, in the sight of all this destruction, I can hardly look or even think upon a jewel, even one as terrible as Dirges. You must save us.
You have one last scrap ahead of you, I hear. Might I ask you a favor?
Certainly. What is it?
When you're killing Diablo, and I have no doubt you will, think of my lads, will you? Make them pay for all of this.
I will. Gladly.
I've been trapped! You best go on without me.
The 7 evils are one within me. I am Legion! Enough! Let us see how you fare in my realm of terror. Only by defeating us can you return to your own realm. But none have ever crawled from the depths of their own terror. You cannot defeat your own terror. Your Nephilim power will cannot help you in this realm, mortal. You shall never wake from this nightmare. You cannot defeat your own terror. Can you feel your death approaching? No! This wretched light must be eradicated! All that you have known, all that you have ever loved, shall die along with you, Nephilim.
The day is won. Diablo is vanquished, and all evil with him.
I would not be so certain. True evil never really dies, does it?
Time will tell. In the end, it was a mortal heart that saved 2 worlds from ruin and cast down the prime evil forever. A new day breaks for both angels and men. For mankind's greatest champion, the Nephilim, rose to confront the darkness that we, in our pride, would not face. My brethren, I will take my place among you once again. But this time, as a mortal. Since justice has been met this day, I will now stand as wisdom. On behalf of those who risked all to save us. Forevermore, we shall stand together, angels and men, in the light of this glorious new dawn.